Hi there, Zam here for NerdTube, here to talk about Star Wars The Bad Batch Episode 2. This will be a spoiler review. Now before I start getting into the details of the show, I just have to say that the first episode was 72 minutes long, whilst this episode was only about 22 minutes long, and the next episode is going to also be that, and the remaining episodes of this season is going to be that. There's 16 episodes of The Bad Batch in the first season. That's just almost, with these first couple of out the way, there's still almost 4 months of 22-minute bites per week of The Bad Batch, which in my opinion is a ridiculous way to spread this shit out. They should be giving this show to us twice every week. That way we get this over with within 8 weeks, and then we can move on to the next thing. This show won't burn us out, and it also won't overstay its welcome. But regarding this episode, it kind of ends how it starts in the sense that we have the Bad Batch escaping the Empire. Episode 1 ended with them escaping the Empire, and episode 2 will eventually, as I get to across with this episode, we'll also have them escaping the Empire in the same ship as well, which I thought they were going to be deserting, which is kind of unusual. I think it's the same ship, but that's not too important. What's important is what's happening in the middle. And in the middle of this episode, they go to this planet, and on this planet is a guy called Cut. Now, we have seen Cut before. He was in the Clone Wars. He is a clone who fought in the Battle of Geonosis, but then decided to get the fuck out of there. And he met a Twi'lek girl and started a family. Somehow Order 66 is not affecting him, though. It should be affecting him, in my opinion, but it isn't. But nevertheless, he's got a family, he's got kids, and he also has to get the fuck off this planet as well, because he knows the Empire is coming into power and it's not safe for him and his family to be where they are anymore. So he enlists the help of the Bad Batch to get him off this planet. I don't know what the Bad Batch want in return other than maybe taking Omega, but they came there to get his help, but they ended up helping him, which was a bit unusual. And Omega, she doesn't want to be with them, even though it's the best thing for her. She wants to be with the Bad Batch because, she's a defective clone like the Bad Batch. So, but I'm jumping here, there, and everywhere. But they go for these codes. They get the codes. They give it to Cut's family. Cut's family then leaves the planet, and I don't know where the fuck they're going. But hopefully, it's for a better life. And regarding the Bad Batch, they get this ship. I don't know if it's their ship or not, but the ship they used previously or not. But they get on this ship, and they escape, and they're on the run again, and just like at the end of episode 1. So I don't know where the fuck they're going now. But that was kind of the meat and potatoes of episode 2, and there's not much to it. Like I said, they got to meet Cut. There was some information in there as well, like Cut apparently met Rex, yesterday. That's what he said to them when he met the Bad Batch. Yeah, just yesterday, Rex passed me by. So that's unusual. That's an unusual tidbit which might come into play. Rex himself is no longer affected by the inhibitor chip, so it'll be interesting to see what happens to him. The clones are still around. I mean, it's just early days yet regarding what happens with the clones, but they will be jettisoned and they will be replaced by human beings. So it'll be interesting to see when that occurs, if that occurs at all this season. Right now, it still feels very much like the A-Team in space, with these guys maybe going here, there, and everywhere and fixing problems. I'm not so sure how I feel about Omega. I do like Omega. Please don't get me wrong. I think she's a very sweet, adorable character, and cleverly written in a way that makes her naivety understandable. At the same time, she's just a young fucking girl hanging around with these fucking brute mercenaries, these fucking muscle heads. What the fuck is she doing with these guys, these killers? It just feels a bit weird. I understand from Disney's perspective, they feel they need to have a fucking kid amongst these guys to give the child's perspective of things. At the same time, if they knew how kids were back in the 80s when I was a kid, I watched a show called The fucking A-Team, and there was no kid who was part of the main roster of the A-Team. It was just fucking all these mercs, and they were shooting the shit out of shit, blowing stuff up, and that show was very appealing to young people like myself. You don't need to have a fucking child around these mercenaries to make this show very appealing to young people today. That's all I have to say. Anyway, roll on episode 3. I guess I look forward to it. This is my review. Don't forget to leave a like, share, comment, and also subscribe to NerdTube. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.